collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class G2 Universe Autobot Mirage from the Transformers Legacy Evolution line from Hasbro. So this is part of the G2 subline that is exclusive at Walmart, but it is also on Hasbro Pulse, so those are the two places you can find this one. Just amazing G2 90s color schemes all the way around, and this one is absolutely no exception. Really cool artwork of the vehicle mode here on the front, and then we have some really fun artwork of Mirage here on the side. And then we have that same kind of artwork applied to the usual like Evolution mural. I just think these are really well done. I really like this quite a bit. Just have the Evolution logo there on top. Nothing really going on the bottom. And over here on the back, we just have some product shots of the robot mode and the vehicle mode, along with this, like, 90s hazardous materials symbol with the Autobot symbol there in the middle. Again, got like a Nickelodeon gag splat going on there. So just really, really fun motif for these. Really excited for this one. Going to go ahead, get him out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. Here is Mirage out of the packaging, and this color scheme is just absolutely fantastic. I mean, I can't think of anything more 90s than this fluorescent green and pink color scheme inspired by an unproduced G2 design, but also something right out of Kamen Rider X-Aid. I mean, basically, if Kamen Rider X-Aid was a Transformer, boom, here we go. Perfect color scheme. I love this. Absolutely ridiculous, but just so much fun. Head sculpt, pretty good. Now, again, this is just a simple repaint, so not really anything new here in terms of the mold itself. But you have some fun metallic green eyes there. Nice silver paint for the face. I kind of wish the eyes were a different color, but my guess is they were kind of afraid if they made them pink, he would look more like a Decepticon. That's my guess. So I don't know what other color they would have chosen, because he's literally 3 colors, and 2 of them are already represented on the head here. So they just went with kind of a metallic mint green for the eyes, but they kind of blend into the helmet a little bit, in my opinion. Nice paint down here on the chest, and then the little emblem down here. He's got these like gator prints here on the spoiler, which we'll see a little bit more of in the vehicle mode. Again, just why? Don't know. Just fun, I guess. Again, the mold's not really new, so articulation's not really new either. You have a ball joint here in the head, nice side-to-side movement. Tilt back a little bit. Can't really tilt forward all that much. Have a hinge. I'm sorry, that's the hinge. This is the rotation in the shoulder. Got a bicep swivel. Pretty much 90 degrees. I thought maybe for a second it was slightly over, but just 90 degrees. Nothing in the wrist because it folds into the forearm. Have a waist swivel there. Pretty nice range of motion here in the hip. Kick really far forward, really far back. Kick really far out to the side. You have a thigh swivel there. 90 degrees, maybe slightly over 90 degrees in the knee. And then you have ankle tilt side to side. You have a little bit of front to back as well because of the transformation. So yeah, nice articulation, really fun color scheme. I like this one quite a bit. He does come with 2 accessories. Again, the same 2 this mold always comes with. So you have this gun that you can see is molded out of pink plastic and then painted completely silver, except for the handle, so that doesn't wear off over time. There we go. And then we have the, well, it would be the shoulder cannon, except that he doesn't have anywhere to peg it in, which is a bummer. And then that is done in pink plastic as well, but then the little missile pod here is painted kind of a dark blue. And that just fits right in there. So he can hold this. This is something that I've always kind of had a problem with the Earthrise version of Mirage. The Siege one had 2 spots, and you could actually peg in the shoulder cannon. But then when they did the Earthrise version, it doesn't. And I've seen some people who 3D print pieces that can peg in here, and then they kind of come up, wrap around, and sit there so you can peg it into the shoulder. And that's kind of a neat idea. I should probably track one of those down someday. But yeah, it's a cool mold. I just wish, he had a way to put that in the shoulder, because that's what the character has in the cartoon. But he just kind of has to hold on to them here. Alright, so going into the transformation, again, we've seen this mold before, so I'll probably go through it fairly quickly. Fold the hands into the forearms, like so. The shoulders are a little tight. You have to kind of grab a hold of this section here, but you want to use this pin right here to pop them straight out to the side. And I don't know why they're really tight on mine. Okay, so let me show you how this works. So you can see that there is a tab right here. and that fits into this tab slot. Do you want to focus? What do you say? There we go. There's a tab slot. It still doesn't really want to focus. Move the leg. Anyway, there's the tab slot. There is the tab, and it's just really tight on mine. I mean, I guess in the long run that's good, but it can be a little difficult to get it unpegged. This one's not as bad. So pop the arms straight out to the side. If you want, you can go ahead and fold the spoilers out. We can move them around later. It's not really that big a deal. Then you're going to grab a hold of the torso and bring this up. You can see that there's a double hinge right here and here, so just stretch that out. Then we are going to flip the wheels around like so. And they don't really tab in or anything. They just kind of like softly rest there, but it works. Then we're going to take this section here. We're going to unhook this so we can bring that down. And then this whole gray piece that the head is on, we're going to rotate that 180 degrees. And you kind of have to push it until it clicks. You'll notice when it clicks into place, because then you need to line this tab up with this, and then you can pop that back in. And there you go. Alright, at this point we're going to swing the arms up like this. I wouldn't connect everything yet. I find it easier to bring these pieces down later if they're not connected, but we'll get there. We're going to come down here to the legs, and you have to kind of grab these green pieces, and you can see that there is a hinge piece here. So you have to kind of bring this out like this, and then while this is out, you want to bring this piece up like that. And then you want to flip the gray piece around like that. And then straighten this off, or you could take that completely off apparently. That's a new one on me. Okay. Fun. Basically, it just looks like there are two little like nubs, and then that just pops in here. So we'll just pop this back in. Line this up. There we go. Okay, well, that can happen. And then you want to rotate at the thigh 90 degrees so that this is all lined up. So then we'll come over here, do the same thing. And I find this joint to be kind of tight as well, and just really kind of a pain in the butt moving this green piece around. Straighten this out, flip this around. See, the problem is, and I don't know why this is here, I guess it's for... Yeah, it's not as bad over here, but this tab here, which is used to connect, it's a pain to get past that, and I think that's why it popped off. So rotate that 90 degrees, and then bring this in, and you can connect these like that. Then you're going to want to bring these up, and they have a couple places that they need to tab in. So there is a tab right here, which will tab in right there. And also there is a tab right here, which will click into this part of the leg here. So as this goes up, and this one can be really tight to get this to come. Plus you have to kind of clear all of this, because this has a little tab that wants to go in here. So kind of lift this up and then push this in. And then you can line this up and tab this in as well. There we go. So repeat the process over here. Bring this up. Lift this up. Push this all. Come on now. It's kind of a pain. It's really clicking these parts into the leg. That's really tight. That's what I have the most trouble with. And then just making sure that's all in place and pushing this all together. And then the last step is to just drop these arms down like so. And then once you do that, you can sandwich these two pieces together and sandwich the spoiler pieces together. Now this is supposed to push down and clip into all of this, but I find that mine doesn't really like to do it. Or sometimes it'll do it and then not really hold. It's not super important, honestly. If you can just kind of rest it there, it's really not that big a deal. And there we go. We have Mirage's alt mode. So here is Mirage in vehicle mode. I don't know. I think the color scheme is a little bit more cohesive in the robot mode and a little bit more successful because of that. Here you kind of have the green. You have this like just big, amount of pink here in the front. These little pieces here are pink. I kind of like the little paint job on the side, I guess to look like gator skin. I'm assuming that's what we're going with since we have the gators up here on the spoiler. I don't mind the pink here and I like the pink on the inside. I just feel like this seems out of place here and very kind of segmented and just on its own, whereas this is more kind of integrated. But overall, it's fine. Rolls decently well. I have a hard time really kind of getting all the seams and everything to stay together, and I think it's because I have such a hard time getting this to stay pegged in to these spots up here because it's the tiniest little tabs and because everything's kind of warped. I don't know, just doesn't seem like it wants to close completely. You can go ahead and put the weapons here on the sides. They have spots to peg in, as you can see. You might have to kind of move this a little bit just because it won't peg in all the way, because that will get in the way there. But got the G2 Autobot symbol here on the front. Appreciate that. It's a little lost amongst the pink, but still very cool. Yeah, not a bad looking vehicle mode. I think G2 Mirage is a lot of fun. I mean, there's not really a lot of surprises here. It's just a really fun paint scheme on a mold that we've had a few times now. It's not the best mold. It's not the worst mold. I feel like they probably could do a better Mirage and maybe will at some point during the 86 line, even though I don't think he really shows up in that movie at all. Maybe he runs across the screen for a second or something like that. But that's all they need. But in any case, it's a decent mold. I just don't think it's perfect. What really bums me out about it is that there's nowhere to peg in the shoulder cannon. I feel like that's an integral part of his design, and that's bummed me since this mold was out. But honestly, if you're okay with the mold, this is a really fun G2 fluorescent colored repaint. So, it's really just for the crazy 90s of it all. So if you're a 90s kid or you just love fluorescent colors and you're okay with this mold, I think this is a lot of fun. But there's just not really a lot of surprises here. This release is all about the color scheme. Everything else you've seen before, nothing new on that front. But that said, I still think it's a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.